Heyo everybody, it's me Waddles from the future. The Waddles that you're watching right now is Waddles from the past. You see, right after the end of the last episode, I realized something. I completely forgot a couple different things. I guarantee it, somewhere in the last episode, I said I would be putting copper rods on top of the building so a great tragedy doesn't happen and I have to end the whole world. Well, I'm not taking any risks. Copper rods on top of the build first and foremost. In between episodes, when I was doing some stuff with the builds, I picked up a piece of pink wool and then unlocked a bunch of recipes, which means that piece of pink wool was literally the first piece of pink wool in the entire series. Like, all 1,000 and something days. Kind of crazy. I also completely forgot the comment of the day. I don't know how it happened. I think it's because I was working on the episode 2 days in a row, and I don't know, I just completely forgot somehow. So the comment of the day. The comment of the day was the following. Day number of asking Waddles what's inside of the orb. No. Nice try. I'm not answering it. And last but not least, I wanted to finish with the top of the build. I thought about it a little bit more. A stained glass window. It has to be a stained glass window. That's the only way to finish off the build. And that catches us up to now. Just like that, that brings us to today. Welcome to Minecraft Guide episode 149, everybody. Full Warm 2.0. It's officially finished. Ever since I said stained glass window, it just made sense. It's a build that literally gets us colorful blocks. Colorful window on the colorful block farm? Yeah, the only option. It's episode 149 now. If everything were normal, that would mean world tour, world download next episode. Bad news. Or good news if you hate tours. Next episode will not be a tour. But don't worry. We will do another tour at some point. You see, we moved to this base in episode 122 or 123, one of those two, which means we've only been here for like 25 episodes, which also means there's really not too much to tour. Jungle base also hasn't changed very much since the last world tour. I have something even better planned. The first step of the better plans for episode 150 has to do with the nether. Today, we're going to do a little bit of work inside of the nether, yeah, we're going to work inside of the nether. Okay, we're going to have to be more careful. Haha, that won't happen again, I promise. Also, I need to consider some new armor soon. Today's episode is definitely not sponsored by Plots Modeler, but Plots, my email is open. Sphere, scientifically proven to be the best shape in the world. Plots is amazing for making spheres in this game. If you're making a sphere, you want it to be perfect. There's a link to it in the description. We're going to make a sphere today. Like you just saw, right now, the nether hub over at this base is literally non-existent. It doesn't exist at all. That's a big problem. Anytime that I go into the nether, it needs to be way safer. To make it safer, we're going to build a nether hub. Now, we've already built a nether hub up on the ceiling, so we have to do something a little bit different. This time, I figured sphere. 23 blocks is big. That's the sphere's diameter. That's going to mean 23 blocks across. Cut out the wall blocks because those don't really count. That's 21. Yeah, that's still big. This is going to cost 1,314 blocks to build. The nether hub really doesn't need to be anything too fancy. Today's episode is also not sponsored by Calculator. It could be, but it isn't. 1,314. That's how many blocks it would take in total to build a sphere that is 23 blocks in diameter. Divided by 64, which is one stack, is going to mean 20 and a half stacks of glass for this build. That's a lot of glass, like a crazy amount. Inside of a chest here, that's 9, that's 9, that's 9. That's 27. Imagining every dark oak log as a stack, that would be 20 stacks. And a half right there. That's 20 and a half stacks. I think I'm going to need that many stacks of sand for this build. Get ready for the best news that you're going to hear all day, though. So check this out. We go over here into the crafting table. 1 block of glass right there. 4 amethyst shards. Not too bad. 2 tinted glass. We just turned 1 piece of glass into 2 pieces of glass. That means way less sand. That means we can basically cut this in half. So take all of these out, take this out, and I end up with this many stacks of sand. If all of my math is right, that's going to be 11 stacks of sand. It's still a lot, but it's way more doable. The big thing that I'm getting at here, if you're working with glass and a lot of glass, then maybe consider tinted glass. Building large-scale glass builds out of tinted glass, if possible, will make your life so much easier. Unfortunately, definitely, tinted glass won't work in every single type of build. Like the full warm, for example, we needed glass panes, no tinted glass panes, tinted glass is out. Tinted glass also does this thing. It cuts out light. I don't think that's going to be a problem. We're going to be in the nether hub, and if we're building a gigantic building out of tinted glass, I think that'll be fine. Like, I mean, if I put light on the inside of the nether hub, which I will, that should be fine. Nether's already dark, like I said, but put a light in there, the light stays in. Light on the outside, light stays out. I mean, I don't see a problem with it. I think it'll work. Just like glass, tinted glass is not a spawnable block, and unlike glass, look at this. It's gone. It's here. It's here. If I make any misplaces at all, I could just mine tinted glass with my hand and get it back. It's amazing. I'm a little bit less sure on this one, but to smelt this much glass up, I think we're going to need like a stack and a half maximum of coal. For every stack of glass that we need to smelt up, 8 coal. If I lay it out like this, it gets pretty easy to see. Then we would have 3 extra stacks of sand. By the way, I don't have very much sand right now. I'm poor. You're meant to be pretending 1 dark oak log is a whole stack of sand. If you weren't doing this, this has been insanely confusing. 1 stack of sand, 8 pieces of coal. 1 stack of sand, 8 pieces of coal. Keep that up. Then we end up with 3 stacks of sand extra. 8, 8, 8, 24. 64 coal, 24 more, easily. Easy. I can easily achieve that. I can throw all of the sand in the auto smelter that we set up earlier, give it a little bit of time, and it smelts up. It'll take time, but it'll smelt. Based on whatever you're doing with your build, if you need a lot of glass, and if it's possible, consider using tinted glass instead. If you're building with tinted glass instead of normal glass, though, there's one big thing that you're going to need to have set up in your world, and that is an amethyst farm. Amethyst geode, we're back. Look at this thing. This thing is definitely loaded in, or at least I would think it's loaded in. While we're working on full warm, this thing has grown again, or maybe while we were working on the skeleton spawner, finishing it up, it grew again. The amethyst shards are ready, and I have so many extra shards back over at the base. Haven't done the numbers on that one, but I think we're going to have easily enough amethyst shards, like right off the bat. And if I don't, I come back over here with Fortune 3 for a little while and harvest shards like this, and look at that. Already a stack and a half. Like, that is insane. 2 stacks, literally just like that. I did nothing. I don't deserve this. I literally don't deserve this. This is so easy. It still feels like cheating to get amethyst shards so quickly. It's so simple. The devs did such a good job with amethyst geodes, and they've made my life so easy. So simple. You know what? Now that I think about it, though, we are going to need an absurd amount of amethyst shards. Like an absurd amount for that much glass. This should be interesting. Like, actually, if we go back to our model, one of those means 4 of these. So that's 4, 8, 12, 16, 44. 44 stacks of amethyst shard. That's a lot. That equals out to almost 1 entire double chest full of amethyst shard. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot, but the number doesn't scare me. To be honest, it doesn't scare me at all. I don't know exactly what I have back over at the base, but I would say I have at least 10 stacks of amethyst shard already. I think it's doable. I think this is definitely doable. I'm going to have to AFK at some point today and let this stuff grow, but I think it's definitely doable. Actually, insanely doable. Look at this. 9 stacks of this stuff already. 9 stacks. Over 9 stacks. Over 9 stacks of this stuff already. Not bad. A couple of episodes back, in the Ore God episode, we found something amazing. In this new branch mine that we were setting up for copper, I was mining, hit a ravine, and found this thing right here. It's another geode. And not only is this another geode, but it's a geode that is insanely close to our base, and has been growing. I definitely haven't done any type of conversion to this geode quite yet, turned it into a farm. Definitely considering that at some point, but it has been growing. I think I'll be able to get like at least a stack or 2 from this thing right now. Oh, correction. Like 5 stacks. 4.5 stacks for right now. It's insane. So that's how getting amethyst is going to go. Good news. We're already like almost halfway there. This is going to be pretty easy. The other big thing that we need, of course, is sand. That's going to be a little bit trickier. I'm going to have to go a little bit of a ways. This is our base right here. We found a desert on this map. I still haven't linked it up, but I think if I cut straight across this map, go right over there, I could easily mine up a bunch of sand, carry it all back inside of my inventory. I don't need a shulker box or anything. And so, that's exactly what I'm going to do. It's time to go to the desert. See, the other option would be digging up sand in spots like this, but honestly, I think that would just take way more time. I think it'll be easier to just run out to the desert, get all the sand that we need for the nether hub, and then come back, smelt it up, and do things that way. I could be wrong, and I guess I'll find out, but it's really not that far. Like, okay, I guess it's actually kind of far. It's a couple thousand blocks, but I don't think it'll be that bad. And hey, it's the jungle. You know what that means. Brown dye, so we can finish off the sheep farm. Right here. No way, a village. Villagers. This is a really big village. Villagers over here, goes over there, goes all the way this way, and look at how many villagers are here. Like, what are you guys doing? This is crazy. That's really cool, but I don't really have the time for it today. I'm gonna keep moving. Very nice, though. We'll come back one day. I found a ruin portal, too. Gold tools. That's a lot of gold tools. I'm only taking the gold block, though. That's all I need. You know, now that I think about it, 23 might be a little overkill. Like, that might be a gigantic nether hub. Now that I think about how many blocks 23 blocks is, like, from side to side. I mean, I'm going to get the 11 stacks of sand no matter what, because we're here. But maybe, maybe I should make this thing a little bit smaller. I guess we'll see. Anyways, green dye and sand time. 11 stacks of sand, and we'll meet back up over at the base. Sometimes I have a tendency to overshoot things. I got the glass, that was good. Look at the geode. I've been here, AFKing for a while. Sometimes I go big, like really, really big. 23 blocks is a lot. Like, that's a really big nether hub, especially for single player too. I'm considering shrinking the nether hub a little bit. The lower line is 23 blocks, the upper line is 17. Initially I was thinking 17, but I feel like maybe 17 is a little bit too small for scale. That's another portal right there. Yeah, 17 is a little bit small, but I still think 23 is maybe a little excessive. We have a big nether hub already after all, so I was thinking about maybe cutting it down by like 2 blocks, so 21 instead. 21 is still pretty big, definitely big enough for this nether hub. And if I cut things down to 21 blocks instead of 1,300 and something blocks, it's only 1,082. 1,082 blocks divided by 64, that's going to mean 16.9 stacks of blocks. So round it up to 17. 17 stacks of glass divided by 2 equals 8.5 stacks. 8.5 stacks of tinted glass times 4, that equals 34 stacks of amethyst shard. I think another hub that is 21 blocks instead of 23 is not only cheaper, but probably better. By cutting the hub down just a couple blocks, it's actually going to save us an insane amount of blocks. Like, I'm going to have extra sand and glass left over, and I'm still going to have way more than enough room to put everything inside of this nether hub that I want to put inside of the hub. Like a portal, and literally just a portal. It's essentially a portal room. When it comes to the materials for this project though, we're doing good. I got way more than enough sand. Amethyst shards, I'm still going to need a little bit more of these things. Not that big of a deal. But we're also doing pretty good on these. We're almost there. We're almost ready to build the actual nether hub. So the final thing that I need to do to actually build the nether hub is smelt the glass up, of course. So I'm smelting most of the glass up. And then there is one more resource that I'm going to need. So aside from some more amethyst shards, I need deep slate. Deep slate is going into this nether hub for sure. While the glass smelts up, I'm going to stand down here and mine deep slate. Like stacks and stacks of deep slate. I have some in the storage building. I can't remember how many, but I need more. I'll probably keep mining deep slate until this pickaxe breaks, go back up to the surface. The glass should be pretty good by then. Then we can swing into the nether and actually get this thing built. 4 stacks and a little bit more. That's not bad. We're going to start by converting a bunch of this stuff over to the deep slate tiles because finally, it's nether hub time. What's going on here? Why are there so many piglins? Like, what? How did you guys all get here? Did you spawn from the portal? Anyways, how could I do it? I still haven't revealed the full big plan for this nether hub over here. This is a side nether hub. The main nether hub is up in the ceiling. This side nether hub is still very, very important. We need this thing to look good. The side nether hub is going to be a gigantic sphere, entirely built out of glass. I think we could start it maybe like, I don't know. I feel like up here, like here or something. Here or something might be pretty good. I'm not exactly sure what the dimensions are going to be. It's going to be 21. I'll figure out all the numbers and details later, but we have a nether hub. We have a gigantic glass sphere. In the middle of it, on the inside, we have the nether portal, and basically that's it. Hopefully the sphere doesn't touch the ocean. It's a pretty long ways away. I don't think it will. Hopefully it doesn't. But then we need a way up and down, like a way to go from the nether hub right here up to the other nether hub in the ceiling. The way up and down is pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple, and I'm super excited about it. And I didn't realize how much land was going to be right here. And yeah, it's a pretty solid land mass. It's a lot of land. We might have to dig out a bunch of land, or I'll just like terraform it some way to make it look better. Really, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do, but gigantic glass sphere of a nether hub connected to the ceiling with a chain. Inside of the chain, ladder, up and down. You know, it's a ladder. Goes up to the other nether hub. It's connected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's how wide the top part of the sphere is. So this is going to be stressful. It's a building above lava. Yeah, like I said, it's stressful. Not going to be exactly the most fun thing in the world, but hopefully it can stay calm. Like right now, it's really, really good. I haven't heard a single ghast. I like it. I really like it. All that I need to do is build a gigantic glass sphere in the nether, in the Soul Sand Valley, that is floating over a lava ocean. I mean, come on. How hard could it be? So what do I have to say? I definitely had a little bit of inspiration for this nether hub. At some point, somewhere, I don't really remember when it was, to be honest, but somewhere online I saw a picture of a build that was a spear hanging from a chain, and it looked sweet. That's where the inspiration came from, so whoever built that, big shout out. I'm super excited about this idea. I think it's going to end up looking really, really good. I've also come up with an idea, a scheme, how to make this ladder inside of the chain actually work and go up the entire chain and look good and have a view while we're doing it. I just don't know how much of the nether ceiling I'm going to have to remove. I mean, really, to get the point across that this is a chain, we don't have to do like a bunch of segments of the chain, but we have to be able to see like at least a couple loops, I think. On one hand though, because we are working inside of the nether ceiling, the chain is going to be insanely easy to get in. So I think I'm going to start with the glass dome, the glass sphere. Yeah, building this glass spear from the top down is going to be weird. Anytime I built a spear in this game, I think I always start at the bottom. At first, I don't think it'll be too bad. If I were to accidentally fall off the spear, I land in the soul sand. After I'm past the soul sand though, yeah, it's going to be a little bit different. Because I'm waiting for glass to smelt up though, and because I need more amethyst shards, every once in a while I'm going to have to take a break and come back to the overworld. I'll probably check on the geode. I don't know how much it's going to grow while I'm in the nether. As in, it won't be growing at all while I'm in the nether. And same with the sand. I need the sand to smelt, and I don't have the best auto smelter in the world. So I made some improvements. I really need to get on making a better auto smelter. This part. This part right here. Yeah, that's different. Different for sure. Layer 1, Layer 2, Layer 3 though. No, only 18 more layers to go. Here's a huge life hack for you if you're working in the nether or if you're just having to crouch a lot though. Options, accessibility settings, sneak, toggle. Now, I don't have to hold down shift to crouch. I just press it once and I'm crouched permanently. It's actually kind of amazing, and to me, I feel that it makes things like so much easier. I mean, you definitely have to remember that you are actually crouching. It could be dangerous if you forget to actually re-crouch, but as long as you can remember that you're actually crouching, amazing, amazing. I mean, wow though, so far so good. Look at this. We're already actually almost fully closing off this portal. I mean, it's gonna move down eventually, but like, this is good. This is really good. Part of me definitely would like to know where the ghasts are. It feels a little strange being in here without any ghasts at all. But the other part of me says, definitely, I don't want you here. I don't want them here, and I don't care where they are. And there it is. And there it is. As soon as I said where are the ghasts, it's there. All right. Great. That'll be fun. Thank you, ghast. Thanks. Thanks for showing up. Back to the overworld, though. More tinted glass. Okay, so I think this is actually where things start to get a little bit more tricky for me. So I'm probably going to have to like build out, like branch out over the lava ocean and stuff like that. Because now for certain parts of this build, I'm building down. And building down is tricky. And I guess I mean building down as in like, instead of that, like building out, like building literally straight down off of other parts of the build. On to the next layer. Next layer is literally touching the ground. We're getting there. We're making really, really solid progress. This is a big development. This means it's time to start digging out the ground and continue working down. I'm gonna have to go back over to the overworld though for more tinted glass and more netherrack. I don't really want to waste the soul sand. I mean, who knows? Maybe nether wart farm next. Small progress update. It's going well. I'm at the half point on the build now, I think. Yeah, this is definitely dead center now, and it's going well. I keep hearing gas. I haven't seen a single one. I hear them, but it's not a problem. I'm pretty safe in here. I have been thinking about one thing, though, and that's the outside of the build. So I figured that I would try and terraform the land away from the build a little bit. Not too much, but like over here where I'm digging right now, yeah, push the land out a little bit. I guess it'll kind of depend on how the build ends up looking in the end. But I think it's okay if the land gets a little close to this thing. If I were to push the land away a little bit more on this side, I think we'll be good. Like I kind of thought, the lower that I get on the build, the trickier it does get to work on. But at the same time, really, this hasn't been anywhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like the whole time, like practically no armor. No bow at all, nothing like that. If you look at the stats, I shouldn't be doing this. But it's good. It's going good. Now at some point, I'm going to have to lower the nether portal. I think I'm probably going to end up lowering it like 3 or 4 blocks. That'll probably be good so it sits in the middle. Then I'm thinking a floating platform in the center. Build the platform out of non-spawnable blocks or even just half slabs or something like that. And we're perfect. So that's pretty much the plan for this whole build. The rest of it. Now, it's time for me to go ahead and get the rest of the build in. In between this point in time right now where we're talking and the next time you see me, I will have to go over to the amethyst geode as well. I have unfortunately ran all the way out of amethyst shard now. It's not good. It's sad, but it's okay. And so, we're back. The Nether Hub is just about finished now. It's been a journey, a long, stressful journey, but we've done it. This has by far been the most stressful build to build in this entire world. I know you're looking for it. The grand total, the final amount of gas explosions that happened on me on the spear while I was working on it. Well, take a seat. Take a seat. No, really. Zero explosions. 0 shots were even shot at me during this whole thing. This was a great success. Now, I will say that there was one instance that happened when I was digging out land and I actually dropped all the way down to like right in there on the smooth soul sand, the soul soil. It was pretty scary. My heart stopped for a second, but I'm good again. The Nether Hub. The Nether Hub. The Nether Hub. It looks like this. Ignore that. We're going to fix that now. So I came stocked up, a little bit of light so you can actually see, and then a stone cutter. Inside of the stone cutter, I was thinking, for now, either deep slate tile, slabs, I can't decide, or cobbled deep slate. or deep slate bricks, or no, not polished deep slate. It's really tricky, but I think cobbled deep slate slabs. I think these things are going to look the best. The portal needs to be moved down now. I think the portal should maybe sit... I feel like this layer down here, this would be good. If we put this platform on this layer, that's going to be that much is above us, this much is below us. I don't really care about the bottom, but above us, yeah. I feel like keeping a lot above us is going to make this area feel really big. But hey, above us, speaking of above us, check this out. I worked on the chain a little bit. You can kind of see it hanging through in this thing from the outside. It looks so cool. I pushed the land away a little bit over here. I think it looks pretty good from this side. I think the best view is probably from over there though. So actually I haven't taken a look at this build from the outside quite yet, and I'm excited. This is the most exciting part of today. The build. Yeah, there's a bastion over there. The build. Definitely that's hanging from the ceiling, and it's a circle, and there's a chain in there. Oh, for sure, definitely. That's it. Okay, I'm actually really happy with this. This turned out like perfectly. The spear shape, definitely a spear. The chain on the top, you can see it a little bit. Maybe I moved the ceiling higher. I'm not too sure. Oh man, I wish I had a strider or like a platform over there so we get to see this thing even better. Like if I could get out there, it would look probably even better. It's a terrible idea, probably, but I'm normalized to being above the ocean now. It's so cool. Okay, yeah, that's a really solid start. That's exactly what I'm going for. That looks really cool, like really cool from here, and you can kind of see the chain too. So a way out of this thing, for now, I'm actually going to leave the land pretty close to it on this backside. I think that's fine. The way in and out will be breaking this glass and going like that. It's not the best. It's definitely not the coolest way to get in and out of this thing, but for now, it's fine. To be honest, I don't know how much we'll actually be leaving this nether hub from this spot anyways. Maybe in the future, we could set something else up. Now, when it comes to this nether hub and what I actually want to have inside of it, I'm thinking pretty bare bones here. We're going to connect this thing up to the main nether hub system, so this is really essentially a glorified portal room, at least for now. We'll probably expand this later on, but for now, that's what it is. If I build the platform inside of this room entirely out of lower half slabs or other non-spawnable blocks, like I could have used glass, then spawns won't happen inside of this thing. So next up, the nether portal. We need to move this thing down. Old nether portal, you've done me so perfectly. Goodbye. Alright, so listen. This is a little awkward for now. It's a little awkward. I'm literally about to fix it, but the portal is back, and it's down here now. To be honest, I'm not too sure how big I need this platform to be inside of the nether hub. Right now, I have something that looks like this. Definitely going to add a little bit of depth to the bottom, making it a little bit thicker. I think that'll look good. But yeah, I think for now, I should be able to fit basically everything that I need inside of this nether hub on this platform entirely. So this spot right here is dead center in the platform. The next thing that I want to get in, I actually can't get in today. Chains, imagine it right here, connecting from this spot all the way up to the top of the spear. On every single spot right there. That's how the platform is suspended here. It's not just magic. No. There's actually science behind it. It's held up with chains, but today you're going to have to imagine the chains. Because you see, it's not that I'm out of iron. It's that I don't have very much iron. The platform itself definitely needs to be spiced up, though. I'm thinking slabs to start in here, and then maybe solid blocks, and kind of turning this thing into a little bit more solid. Yeah, when we're done with it, it looks like this from the bottom. We will literally never see it. So let's talk a little bit about getting in and out of this nether hub. How do we connect up to the rest of the nether system? Well, trapdoor rope ladder. I think that's basically what I'm going to set up. I think this spot right here is going to be perfectly in line with what I have going down right there. We'll do trapdoors opened up and then ladders placed right on top of them. It might end up being a little bit awkward. Does under for sure, definitely. No way around it. But I think it works. It's fine. Connect it all the way up to the top of the nether hub, the chain just like that. And I think we're good. I think that makes sense. And so for the nether hub today, that's going to be basically just about it. Now, before we end things, there are a couple more things that we should talk about with the nether hub. The nether hub essentials. Inside of every single nether hub, whether it's big or small, you should have a couple different things. We'll start off with the insanely obvious. Crafting table, maybe stone cutter too. Great to have. Still straightforward, extra storage. Always good to have too. If you're at a point in the game where you have access to a respawn anchor, amazing inside of a nether hub. You enter the nether hub, set your spawn at the respawn anchor just in case. I mean, you never know. Perfect. Now, I actually just got back from the overworld. I needed a little bit more obsidian to finish off this portal. I looked around at the crying obsidian that I have. Right now, over here at the Tent Empire, a grand total of 4 crying obsidian. We're so close, but so far. Basically no respawn anchor today, but it's fine. We'll get one in here eventually. Also, if you set up a nether hub with entirely spawn-proof blocks, good on you. Don't forget about blocking spawns on top of the nether portal, though. A tall portal, a grand entrance, just like that, for sure. For sure, that's gonna look really good. There are 2 problems, though. That and that. All right, so relight that and we're good. Eventually we have chains going all the way up to the ceiling. This platform is held in there just like that. That's gonna look really good. One thing that isn't technically having inside of the nether hub, but keeping inside of it, a flint and steel. No matter how safe and secure you're sure your nether hub is, you should always have backup flint and steel. And yeah, for a basic nether hub room, I think that's basically it. I think we're pretty much good. Now, one thing that I haven't shown you is the chain. I did a little bit of work off camera on this thing. So up here at the top of the nether hub, we still have the tinted glass. I'm not too sure if that should be like a different block or something, but then we enter the chain. We have a ladder going down one side, black stained glass panes in here so we can see out, but we still have the depth so it looks like a chain from a ways away. We keep going up. We have trap doors in here. Obviously on this side, I have the trap door on the ladder. I kind of need it there. Don't technically need it on the other side though, but to keep things safe, I put it there. This is going to go all the way up, like continues straight up, all the way to the ceiling of the nether. But it's only episode 149. As soon as I have more iron, I'll come back in and put chains inside of that hub. As soon as I have more crying obsidian, respawn anchor, and as soon as next episode, we'll link the hubs up. Elites, it's time for a subreddit update. Today, this is the update. Hey Waddles, I think I found the best seed in experimental snapshot. And then there's the seeds and some coordinates. Look at this mountain. Yeah, so safe to say, I'm excited for 1.18, like really, really excited. I was almost certain that I would be building a cave base because, you know, caves, 1.18, everything like that. But these new mountains are insane. Technically, we're not even really in, like, official snapshots. And these mountains are crazy. Like, look at that right there. Like, what? Like how do you build in the caves under the ground and just miss all of this generation? I don't know what to do. I genuinely don't know what to do. Like, right here, like, I see this thing and I'm like, oh, I build bridges in that big cave right there, right? And then I put, like, buildings in there or something like that, like villager city in there. Like, I guess it's inside of a cave, but at the same time, that's not inside of a cave at all. And it's so hard. It's really, really hard. I have no clue what I'm going to do. I was certain that I would be building a base inside of the caves in 1.18, but now with how amazing these mountains are, it has me way more excited for 1.18. And I don't know where to build. I have no clue where to build at all. At the end of the episode, Fooled Warm 2.0, an update to Fool Warm. Look at this thing. So you have to keep in mind, this hasn't been running all episode. We've been really in the nether for most of it. But look at this thing, so much wool. It's insane. If I needed to, at any point today, I could have come over here, grabbed wool for beds, and then blown up parts of the nether if I needed more space. Which, to be honest, is something that I'm considering doing. But not really anywhere down low. Like over there, for example, I think that's fine. I'm okay with the land being close. I think it's actually kind of cool. Especially if things were to spawn up there. Yeah, kind of cool. Where I would explode things would be up there. I can't decide if this should be more cleared out so we could actually see the chain a little bit more and then in turn actually be able to see that this hub is actually hanging and see further up. I can't decide. I wanted to walk through the entire process that I go through when I plan, prepare for, and build another hub, and I did it. That's it for episode 149. The Nether Hub at 10th Empire, this is what it looks like. Episode 150 is going to be a special episode. It's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be exciting. Definitely subscribe. You won't want to miss it. Noodle Pork, Bill W, Monkey Boy, Chuck, thank you all so much for the support. Helps me make episodes just like this one. Early access to Minecraft guide episodes is on my Patreon. Link in the description. My tweets are on my Twitter. Also link in the description. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.